Well, 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 it's the big show. Ba-bum, ba-bum. It's the big man show tonight. Ba-bum, bum. It's the big show. Da-dum, da-dum. It's the big man show tonight. You ain't seen nothing you ought to know. You better keep it running, and I promise you so. It's the big show. I love wrestling theme songs. Oh my gosh, The Ultimate Warrior. That was the ultimate pump music. Anyways, friends, how's it going? Happy Thursday wherever you are in the world. Hopefully you're doing well. Thank you for spending a couple moments with me, checking out this live. Sun's out, man. Here in New York City, the sun is out to play yesterday and today. Just like bright days, a little chillier for me anyways today than it was yesterday, but hey, I'll take it. I think right now it's 48 degrees, sunny. Mwah. Hallelujah. Super, super awesome. So again, hopefully you're doing well. Thank you for spending and sharing a few moments with me on this live. I actually wanted to come on yesterday, but just got caught up with all the things that were going on. And I had to be up super early this morning, so decided, you know what, let me just cut my losses, get to bed by 10 to wake up this morning. I think I got like at 4:30 or something like that, which is fine. Getting up is, you have more time in the day. But what I was listening to, oh crud, at this point, I forget what podcast or a book that I was reading. I'm currently like juggling between 3 books, several podcasts, always trying to like play with and get my hands dirty with all kinds of different ideas and whatnot. And this particular one was talking about like insecurity as a function of vulnerability. And it was definitely someone in the affiliate marketing space, and about one thing that really holds people back from pursuing their, particularly an online business and brand, but just generally speaking, putting themselves out there with a certain project that they may have the desire to create, and it's insecurity. Now, insecurity, I guess if I were to ask you right now, how insecure are you, without any context, you probably say, I'm not insecure at all, Rich, or maybe you'll have very few insecurities. But this description, I forget, I wish I had kept in mind who I was listening to, talks about insecurities as a function of vulnerability. And by that is like, we're secure and confident in the things in which we believe we're secure and confident, but then we hold ourselves back and decide not to pursue our goals, our dreams, and share our talents in those areas where we feel vulnerable, where we think the people, whether they're in our lives or people viewing that we don't know, will criticize us for doing the thing that we feel like doing. And that's an interesting thing. It's like we're picking and choosing when and where we want to show our true selves, where we want to share our gifts with the world. But that's kind of problematic, right? Especially when it comes to business and making money. How many of you out there actually have a 9-to-5 job where you feel like it's making the most of the gifts and talents that you have in this world, right? Maybe if the answer is yes, I'm doing it, and every day I get up and it's so much energy, I get to do exactly what I want, and I get to like infuse all of my activity with creativity, with like my comedic sense of whatever, like all the things that I feel joyful about in my life, I get to share them and put them on display in my interactions with the world. For many, I know like a lot of the jobs that I've had, and even in this business, not necessarily the case, right? It's like oftentimes a job or a business are bifurcated. Like you're not expected to express your creativity in this business. You're not expected to like go outside the realms of your job requirements inside of whatever your job may be. And that leads us to like creating boxes when we can be confident and when we can be secure in sharing our talents and gifts, and then other times, which tends to be a lot of time, where we can't. And that to me is really problematic, because at some day we're gonna die. I've been shot. I had to have emergency surgery that almost didn't make it through. Like, I understand that life, we all do. I'm not saying that I understand any more than people, because there are lots of people that are dealing with struggle after struggle after struggle in their lives. But knowing that, like, why would we want to accept that as a premise of our lives? That we have to choose finite moments, finite spaces of time where we can be bold, where we can share like what we think is funny, where we can share finite moments and buckets where we can share our creativity, our stories, our like putting ourselves out there. That to me is tragic. And like increasingly, I feel like for myself, I don't want to do that. I don't want to encourage you to take that on. Like really think about it. I'm not like alleging that you or anyone else like aren't doing enough, but just it's a question to play with. Like of the time that you're awake, of your 18 or 20 or 16, however many hours per day that you're awake, like of that, what's the percentage where you think that you're really putting yourself out there, where you're really sharing yourself and your gifts and talents with the world? Whatever constitutes making a difference, whatever constitutes like impacting, put that aside. It's just like you and yourself. How often do you think and that you're really doing the most you can do, or like the thing that makes you really happy? I don't know. Like this is a question that I've played with for the last few years, and that's why more and more I find myself wanting to do different things other than what I've been doing. And it's a huge, like, it takes a toll on my ego to think like, oh, I've got to like sort of figure out how to walk away or scale down or pull back from something that others around me think is like the ultimate dream. Oh, I've run my own law practice. It's nice. And again, I get to help a lot of people. But do I get to help a lot of people using all of the gifts and talents that I've been imbued with? Probably not. And for me to hold that back, the only reason that I would not figure out how to share more of myself with the world is because I'm insecure. Insecure of feeling vulnerable. Insecure, feeling vulnerable of judgment from other people. People who they wouldn't say to my face. Right? It's just like this, we think that, it's this like, we've got to break away from like a reason not to do something. A reason not to reach for more. Like I ask you genuinely, like, do you want more from your life? Or again, if you're gonna say, hey, Rich, no, like I love every aspect of my life. That's awesome. That's super awesome. I'm not saying like just because you work a job or you don't have your own business or like there's lots of reasons like you could love your life, and that's so awesome. I'm asking you to take inventory of it. And if there are moments, if there are spaces where you can look and say, I actually don't know if I'm doing that, I invite you that's a space for change. That's literally a space you've identified where you could say, you know what, maybe I can be more powerful in this space. Maybe at home I feel like, and in the, close to me, my family, really close friends, I feel really confident. I feel really impactful. I feel that I like can do a lot, and I do a lot for the people in my life. Well, what about the other people in your life? What about the people that you bump into on the street? What about the people that you meet at a coffee shop or at the grocery store? Or I don't know. And if you ask yourself, like, I don't with other people. It's only like I pick and choose where and when I choose to be powerful and I choose to put myself out there. When you identify that, ask yourself why. And the answer may come back to like, we feel vulnerable in that setting. It's interesting, I bring this up and I'm pretty passionate about it, and I feel passionate about it right now because in my conversations with people about like, hey, I think everyone should start their own online business and brand. I genuinely believe it. I don't care if you got a job. I don't care if you got a business. I don't care like what the situation is. I think you ought to, because it's a great space to like, even if like in my case, I have this business, my current business, and it's a perfect complement to that. I get to like express myself more and more as I'm like growing. And the same thing if you've got a job and you feel like closed in and cabined to what you can do and how you can express yourself, and this is just the perfect outlet. But then I ask people, it's like, why not? Why did you choose? Well, it's like, I've got time. I have time to commit to my job. I don't need it to commit with. Like, it doesn't make sense. It's like we choose, what are the dreams and goals that you have? And sometimes I have on my podcast, the Adulthood Revisit podcast, my conversations, like, what is it that made you make a decision to change X, or your path went from A to B? Like, what exactly occurred? And sometimes the answer is, I'm not saying all the time or invariably, but sometimes the answer is like, it just didn't, they continued on a certain path because it didn't feel right to make the change, even though I knew I needed to make the change. And the only time we as people will continue doing something, although we know we need to make a change, is because of insecurity. We feel that by doing that, by expressing ourselves through that change, by that activity, by that growth, that will leave ourselves vulnerable. Whether it's in a relationship, whether it's business, whether it's a job, whether it's whatever it may be. So I encourage you to take this on, like really think about it. And I'd love to know your thoughts. Drop it in the comments below or send me a message. Just click on swiy.io/Richard. I forgot my link. Richard K. And let's chat. I'd be curious to know your thoughts on this. Like, do you have you recognized or even played around with the idea that maybe, and this is subconsciously, we choose to be powerful, we choose to be inviting, we choose to like let ourselves glow and grow in certain buckets in our lives, but not in others. And is then, knowing that, is there a way then that we can start being more powerful, more true to ourselves in more buckets of our lives? That's like a really impactful question. I think that I'm enjoying playing with, and I really encourage you to do the same thing and take this on. Again, I'd love to know any thoughts you may have around this, or if you want to continue the conversation, be sure to hit me up, Facebook Messenger. You can click the link above, swiy.io/Richard K. Let's chat on Facebook Messenger. And also, if you're enjoying these lives, I know I'm super enjoying all these lives, coming on and sharing these thoughts and messages, and hopefully you're enjoying them as well. Be sure to click the link above and sign up. Help me share the message, swiy.io/RK Live. You'll get notified and be able to carry the stream anytime I go live, and it'll be awesome. Like, love the conversation. Keep the conversation growing. And again, if you have any thoughts or questions, again, hit me up on Facebook Messenger. Drop a comment below. Hey, y'all, be well. Enjoy your Thursday. And again, think about it. How can I be more powerful and impactful in other areas of my life if I'm not already doing so? Because we only have one life to live. Let's make it super awesome. All right, y'all. Until next time, take care. Be well. Bye for now.